In the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The dramatic verdict in a dramatic trial. Karen Read found not guilty of the most serious charges.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years.
The case that gripped New England and the nation is over, but there are still no answers in the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Tonight, a jury has determined that Karen Read was not responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Good evening, everyone. I'm Courtney Cole. After 22 hours of deliberation, the jury reached its verdict, and they found that Karen Read was not guilty of second-degree murder or manslaughter. She was found guilty on a lesser offense of operating under the influence, OUI, and Read was declared not guilty of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death. Tonight we have team coverage of the Karen Read verdict, and we begin with Kristina Rex, who joins us live outside the courthouse in Dedham tonight. Kristina.
Courtney, such an emotional moment when that verdict was read, both in the courtroom and outside. A real moment where you could hear the outside supporters of Karen Read screaming inside the courtroom. The victim's family crying in the courtroom. The defendant, Karen Read, crying in the courtroom. And I even saw one juror crying on her walk out of the courtroom. A very emotional end to this nearly 9-week trial.
Are not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Karen Read not guilty in the death of John O'Keefe. The chants of "Free Karen Read" heard through the courthouse walls as Read and her lawyers cry after hearing the verdict.
Murder in the second degree. What say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Read was convicted only of operating under the influence or drunk driving. Her lawyer, Alan Jackson, called this one of the best days of his life.
Freed Karen Read! Freed Karen Read!
Outside court, Read celebrated the verdict, saying,
No one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team.
The O'Keefe family does not agree. They left the courthouse privately and gathered down the street.
It was disgusting. The family heard it. It was disgusting.
John Jackson, John O'Keefe's college friend, reacted to the celebration in the streets. He spoke out after the verdict, emotional especially about O'Keefe's orphaned niece and nephew.
Life is not fair. And they learned that when their parents passed. And then Johnny passed. It's no justice, so just leave it there. We're good.
Free Karen Read! Free Karen Read! Free!
This is what he's describing. The 1,000 or so people in jubilation over the verdict. Karen Read thanked them for their support, including donating more than $1 million to her legal fund over the course of 2 criminal trials.
Just thank you to my supporters. They pulled us through on their backs. Thank you.
Really just stunning moments in the courtroom today and outside of the courtroom. I also want to point out sentencing actually happened immediately after the verdicts were read. Karen Read's sentence for that OUI conviction, just to 1 year probation, so no jail time here. Courtney?
Now, Kristina, we know that you have followed this from the very start. We're talking the first trial and now this second trial. What do you think changed from that first trial, which was a mistrial, to the second to acquit Karen Read of nearly all charges?
I think there were 2 major changes, one of which is that the jury in this trial really asked questions. They even asked what would happen if they were deadlocked. That's something that a juror from the first trial reached out to me about and said, good for this jury for asking those questions. So the jury really asked what they needed to ask. And then the other thing is that Karen Read's defense strategy changed. Her team in the first trial really went with an alternate theory about what happened that night. That didn't happen this trial. Instead, they focused on reasonable doubt. They focused on a substandard police investigation and on expert testimony about whether or not a car crash really happened here. And that seemed to work with this jury.
Kristina Rex joining us live outside of the courthouse in Dedham tonight. Kristina, thank you.